In this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to create a simple green screen video such as the one that's playing right now. We created this for Paul and posted it on his Facebook page, and it did quite well. And you can see that he is just talking. I have the sound turned down for that, but he is just talking about the images that are coming up behind him. And we filmed him talking, and then we went and got the images from the MLS and inserted those behind him while we were editing the video. So I'm also going to show you briefly our video setup and talk about the equipment that we use to shoot the video. And then I'm going to show you how to actually edit the video and insert the images and put it all together. So here you can see our video setup where we record and shoot all the videos. You can see Paul talking to the camera, and you can see the green screen cloth behind him. There's 2 box lights that we use to light the scene. We also have a tripod with the camera and a teleprompt system, and we also use a microphone on a boom pole. The reason we do that is because the sound that you get directly into the camera is not always the best quality. So we have a separate sound system because that's one of the most important features in video. Detailed, put links to all the equipment that we use in the box below. So I thought it would be useful to see this, which is what Paul sees when he's filming, and this is just the teleprompter showing Paul his script for the video. Okay, so let's get down to talking about how we actually go about editing the green screen video. So at this point, we're going to assume that we have all the images together and you have the video file. So you've filmed your green screen footage against your green screen, and you've imported that video file from your camera onto your computer. And so you should have something like this. You can see that I've got a video file and I've got an audio file, and then I've got my folder which is all my images for that I'm going to put behind Paul once I've actually removed the green screen. So just to recap, we've got a video file, and this is, if you've taken this directly from a camera, it's usually an MTS file, but it could be something like an MP4 file or something like that. But again, it's just directly from your camera, and you may have had to take your SD card from the camera and put it into your computer to get hold of that. And the audio file, we have a separate audio file, as I mentioned before. We record directly into our computer, and we don't use the audio that comes from the camera. So we just have one extra step to go through. You can use the video file that is directly from your camera that will also have audio on it, but we just decided that we wanted something that was a little bit better quality. So let me go and show you how I pull all that into Premiere. Okay, so here I am in Premiere Pro. I've just opened up the software, and this is the welcome screen. I'm going to go ahead and click on New Project. I'm going to call the file something that makes sense, and I'm saving it in my green screen tutorial file. That's the correct folder. I'm going to select that, and the rest of these settings are all default, so I'm going to go ahead and click OK. And the next thing I'm going to do is look at this project window over here, and I'm going to import my audio and video files. You may just have a video file. We record our audio separately, so we have 2 files. So if you do decide to record audio separately, I'm going to show you what we do. But you would skip this step. Well, you wouldn't skip this step. You'd import some files. So I'm right-clicking, clicking Import, or you can also go to File, Import. I'm going to import my video and audio files. Now you can see they're here. This is the step that you would skip if you only have a video file. This video file has video and audio, and you can see those little icons there's a video icon and an audio icon, whereas this is audio and he has an audio icon. So I'm going to just go ahead and merge these clips, and it's very simple in Premiere. You just select both the files, click merge clips, call it something intuitive, and then click OK. And you'll see it processes quite quickly. Well, it's taking a little bit of time today. It's usually quicker than this. There it goes. So now you'll see I have 3 files. I have the audio and the video that I imported, and now I have audio video merged. And this is the file that I need to edit because it's got the better sound on it. So I'm going to double click on that, and it opens up here in the editing window. And then I'm going to like scrub through it and find out where the beginning of the clip is that I actually need. Ooh, Paul's dancing there. So you find the beginning of the clip, and then you're going to use these 2 little buttons here to mark. We're going to use this one to mark the beginning of the clip that you want. So if you're playing it, the minute he says hi Paul Breland, I'm just going to click this, the mark in, and then I'm going to scroll through to the end. Right there. So this is the clip that I want. This is him talking about the open house. And you can just literally drag that onto your timeline. So this is the timeline over here. And you'll see it's just a clip, and I'm going to move it all the way to the beginning. So now if I start playing it,
Hi, Paul Breland, Century 21 North Bay Alliance here. I am excited to be holding an open house at 44 Mora Court.
so this is just the clip. This is the video file with basically the beginning and the ending clipped out, where we were kind of getting set up and then kind of closing down. You've got video and audio tracks here, and there's this V1 and A1. And because we need to put images behind Paul, I'm just going to move up the video part of the folder onto this like layer up so that I can put images in here. And then what I'm going to do next is I'm going to import the images. So I'm going to create a new bucket over here. You're going to create a new bin or bucket, and I'm going to call that images. And then I'm going to right click on that, click import, and then go to the folder where I keep all my images for the open house video. You can click Control A, or if you're on a Mac I think it's Command A, and hit open, and now it's importing all those images into that image folder. So I'm just going to pull, well, I've labeled these images so that I can see what they are. So I'm going to look for the front, and then I've pulled an image over, and you can see it's this thin pink slice. Now you can just pull this bar a little bit at the bottom to the right, and it makes these chunks a little bit bigger and easier to work with. So now I'm going to pull over another chunk just in lot, and you could just use this little red toggle that appears and pull these blocks larger on images. And I'm just going to continue to pull some of these images, and I'm not going to do this in such detail as I usually do. I'm just going to pull a few images in, but you will probably want to pull in a whole load more images. I'm just doing this for brevity's sake in this demo. So now if I just click on this toggle this eye icon, it basically just gets rid of pull for a moment. And now we can see if we scrub through, all the different images are there that I've just selected on the video. So those are a little bit small, and you can see all this area of black around the outside. Now these images are just not quite of high resolution. They'll be fine for the video, but video images you may import may be too big, and they may cover this screen, or they may be smaller. So you don't really want any images smaller than this. So what I'm going to do with this one is I'm going to select the image, and you can see it kind of turns a paler color, and I'm going to come up here to click on Effect Controls, and you can see there's a scale option here, and you can just drag over to the right and it'll enlarge the image. And really what you want is no black within this viewer window here. And then come back to your timeline, move the scrub head over to the next image, and you can see the image is smaller again. So I'm just going to click on the image until it becomes this paler color, and now that image is selected. Come up to the Effect Controls, to the scale, and just pull the scale up to about 189%, which is this figure right here. And again, move the scrub head over to the next image, click on the image, and do the same thing. So I'll just show you that with the last two. And again, you'd have more images than this in an actual video. And then again, move the scrub head to the next one, click on the image that you want to manipulate, and enlarge it. Okay, so now if I played the video through, you can hear Paul talking, you can see the images changing as the scrub head's moving along. But now what I want to do is put Paul back and remove that green screen so that we can see the images behind him. So what I'm going to do for that is come over here to Effects, and I'm going to type into the little search box there Ultra, because what I'm looking for is a function called Ultra Key, and you literally click on that and drag it and drop it onto the video that you want to manipulate. So now this has the Ultra Key, and you'll see this appeared in the effects, so it's over here. So I'll just undo that and show you again. If you look over here, I'm pulling the Ultra Key onto my video file, and Ultra Key functions appear over here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on the eyedropper that's on the key color. So basically the key color is the color that you want to remove. And just as an aside, in making these videos, you should make sure that you're not wearing any green or whatever the color of your background screen is. Some people have blue screens, but in this one it's green. So if Paul was wearing a green shirt, that would be, or a shirt with green in it, that would be bad. So I'm going to click on the little icon, and what I do is, to try and get the best results, I click on the darkest place of green, because we don't have the most optimal lighting. We get shadows on the green screen. So I click always on the darkest. And now you can see that the green has disappeared. It's as easy as that. But there's still kind of like these gray areas. So you can clean that up a little bit more. You come back over to your effect controls and you just enlarge the matte generation menu. And you can see there's all these different options. So the two that I use are the highlight and the pedestal. So with the highlight, again, this is like the scale on the image size. You just bring it down all the way to 0. And on the pedestal, you can just take it all the way up until that cloudiness disappears. And if I go back and forth, you can see it come and go. So I take it up until it's gone away. So the next thing I'm going to do is move back up to the scale over here, and I'm going to take Paul down in scale until I think he's about the right size, and then move him in position to the right hand side of the screen, and then down so that he doesn't look like he's floating. And that's it. So let's just go back ahead and look at the beginning of the video and play it.
Hi, Paul Breon, 321 North Bay Alliance here. I am excited to be holding an open house at 44 Mora Court in Miller Park. Located in an all-age park of Rancho Feliz, this 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom home.
So the video is a bit jerky when you view it in Premiere, or it can be jerky just depending on the processing power of your computer. Our computer isn't great, so it looks a bit jerky, but once you export it, it'll be fine. So I'm just going to just play with the positioning a little bit. Just move him. Check that out.
One of the largest lots.
Maybe just make him a little bit bigger, just by using the position and the scale in the video effects. And that's essentially it. That is my open house video. So once you get all these images in the position that you want, and you're happy with what it looks like and that there's no shadows left from the green screen, you can go ahead and export your video file, because you're going to want to upload this to YouTube or maybe to Facebook. So to do that, you go up here to File, Export, and click on Media. And here we have export settings dialog box. So you want to make sure that your format is on H.264, and you want the output name to be something that makes sense. So I'm just going to call this Open House Demo. Say we were going to put it on Facebook, so I know that this would be the Facebook file, and it's going to make an MP4 file, which is a very usual video file. And then you click Save. So there's all kinds of settings in here, and I just use all the default settings, and then I click on Export. And I'm not going to wait, because it takes quite a while to export. Sometimes for us, longer videos can take 20 or 30 minutes. But it's rendering the files, and then it'll tell you approximately how long you have to wait. But just make sure, yeah, this is going to take like 22 minutes. So once that has done, I'll come back and show you the finished file. Okay, so Premiere has finished exporting the video, and here is the MP4 folder file that it's created. So if you click on that, you can play it within File Explorer, and you can see the video is not jerky at all. Looks pretty good. So this is the video file that you're going to upload to Facebook or to YouTube or wherever it is that you share your videos. So I hope this has been helpful, and if you need any help, I'm going to put my email address in the comment section below, as well with links to the equipment that we use and the software that we use. So good luck.